Same with me sniping now. It'll come back really fast. Got him.
Oh, Lord. That was witness murder. That was a good one.
Okay, shoddy. Bolts. It's a good shot.
My big hand cannon out.
I got this body.
That's it.
That's what I call the big hand cannon.
Yeah, no problem, man. I saw you got into a fist fight, so I thought I'd just sit.
I'm gonna go through
Yeah, let's
pledge.
do one for that. Let's try we can.
Snipe flinch, what?
For that, I'll cover you.
Enemy team is out of line.
He's dead. Dude, holy shit, we just decimated him. Headshot put on him, you hit a headshot on him.
50 zoom gang.
Played this team before, by the way. These are the guys.
This is the one that third person us the entire time, same map.
Yep.
Oh, here come the hilts.
What the fuck is this noise I'm hearing?
Okay, now I have tank cannon.
You go to light street.
Destroy them.
I wish
Oh,
that was.
shoot.
That would actually be a
Spawn
common.
next to me.
Yeah, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here.
Nice, nice.
This nice stem, nice stem.
He's anchoring.
He's anchoring,
Spawn.
he's anchoring.
I got him, he's done.
For your enemy.
Oh, I'm so bad.
I bodied him! Got him.
Yep, I'm baiting.
Wait for it. Got it, bodied.
One enemy left.
In the corner here.
No second chances. Fight to the finish. One enemy left. Left.
Good luck.
Oh, good shot. One shot.
My shot was better.
I'm exercising, thinking about my gains. What? Well, what's so funny? Iron Man. This guy is fresh out of Deep Stone Crypt. What the hell? Straight from the crypt. Oh my god. Dude, you're weak. Why are you peeking?
I got frozen. No! Frick you and your exile's curse.
How fun. He
Oh,
froze me
God.
twice over.
Dude, I just spawned.
Rogue.
I literally just spawned.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I got back to it.
Double down.
Yeah, I got spawned.
It made the wall explode?
Frozen Orbit is my favorite sniper rifle. It all started back in Destiny 1 with the Supremacy sniper rifle, which featured a Taxis scope, which is a medium zoom, and it had snapshot in the middle column. So using the Frozen Orbit now is akin to the sniper rifle that I use the most in Destiny history, which is a tie between Icebreaker and the Supremacy, specifically the Destiny 1 Supremacy. Yes, I did use the Destiny 2 Supremacy, but it's not exactly the same when it comes to zoom levels and feel. For those unaware, the Frozen Orbit is a high-impact 50 zoom sniper rifle that you can obtain from playing PvP, and if you're lucky, if you earn it after a match, it could drop. What makes Frozen Orbit special to me is that it's most like the Supremacy in both feel, but it is a high-impact sniper rifle, so I can combo it with damage boosters that allow me to body shot people who don't spec into 5 resilience or more, which is most of the Crucible. So I talked about my Destiny 1 history with sniping with the Taxis Supremacy and Icebreaker. Let's move on to Destiny 2. I picked up the Velita D sniper rifle because it was a high impact and comboed with damage boosters for body shotting certain resiliences. Still the same reason I use high impact to this day. It's so versatile, and that heavy amount of damage leads to easy cleanups, but it wasn't the exact feel that I wanted from my snipe. It was just the best high impact snipe. So I later regressed onto the Aachen sniper rifle, which is a blue rarity sniper with snapshot that feels identical to my Destiny 1 Supremacy. Later, the Tatara Gaze released, which is a 50 zoom high impact sniper rifle, but the scope was a bit wonky. It cut off your peripheral vision, and the red dot wasn't exactly a red dot, so it was really hard to see what was going on, but it was still a monster sniper rifle that could have quick draw or snapshot with kill clip, which meant you could body shot on demand and chain kills. This motivated me to grind for multiple weeks, over a month, for a Tatara gaze with snapshot, kill clip, and a reload masterwork and flared magwell. Why? Because I was going on these feeds that I needed that extra reload, those extra frame save, in order to continue going on bigger tears. And seeing that sunsetting wasn't a thing at the time, I was extremely willing to go for a 10 out of 10 perfect sniper rifle. Because sniping is one of those feel things that, as long as it feels the same every time, you can make intentional practice. If you keep switching sniper rifle and sniper rifle perks and handling perks, it's going to feel ever so different every time you hop on, so I don't really feel like it's built for great practice. So for that reason alone, I'm motivated to farm for perfect sniper rifles. However, sunsetting threw a huge wrench in this plan when it removed all of my favorite sniper rifles that I'm used to. So I started farming for sniper rifles that were identical in the kinetic and energy slot down to the handling stat and perks. This forced me to compromise on rapid fire frame 40 zoom sniper rifles, which ironically put me back on the Destiny 2 supremacy, which is not the same as the Destiny 1 supremacy. So it was a bit of a weird era for sniping. However, snipers got a zoom change nerf, which meant that 40 and 35 zoom and 30 zoom or whatever it was wasn't necessarily the optimal way to snipe anymore, which put me back in the 50 zoom gang. So unfortunately, there were no 50 zooms that were good, so I had to consider moving to 45 zooms since the Borealis is exotic and is technically never sunset. But then I'm giving up snapshot or quick draw or forcing myself to run Dragon Shadow or Ophidian Aspects with sniper rifles all the time. And I almost pulled the trigger and started to do that for sake of sniping. But luckily I held out long enough that the Deepstone Crypt Raid released the Succession sniper rifle, which, get this, was a high impact 50 zoom sniper rifle in the kinetic slot. Although there wasn't an energy counterpart, I was willing to never use the last word again if it meant that I at least had a sniper rifle I was used to. Luckily, this season, the Frozen Orbit released, which is the energy clone of the Succession. So I have an identical snipe in the kinetic slot and in the energy slot, and is my favorite zoom with my favorite perks from Destiny 1. So this opens up the entire field of exotic kinetic weapons to use that I previously didn't have access to. And the best part is, sunsetting is gone now. So if I wanted to farm out a perfect Succession and or a perfect Frozen Orbit, I could. And I have a 9 out of 10 Succession in my vault ready to use, but the problem is it's not identical to my Frozen Orbit in the energy slot. So my current compromise is that I'm using a subpar Succession to match my subpar Frozen Orbit, since getting a good Frozen Orbit is out of my control, or rather, I haven't earned it yet. For those unaware, the Frozen Orbit features 12 perks in perk column 1 and 12 perks in perk column 2. So if you want something like, I don't know, snapshot moving target, that's very, very unlikely. So I finally got one with snapshot. It was about day 3 into the season, and I just committed to that one. I mean, it's technically better than the Aachen because you can have the Icarus grip mod, which gives you better in-air accuracy, and considering how aerial I play, that's a must-have. So I'm just using those in power level enabled content until I get a better one, and that's pretty much what brings us to today's video. So at the start of this season, when I looked at the database and saw that Frozen Orbit was an option, I immediately busted out the old Aachens. I kept them as trophy weapons, and I just keep them around because it is the snipe that I am most tuned to, so it's nice to directly compare other sniper rifles to it. So I started doing the 0 to 5500 run with an Aachen, taking every jump shot that I would have taken with Icarus, and surprisingly I would say about half of them hit. But as soon as I put on a Frozen Orbit, I would say 3/4 of them hit, and my gameplay immediately went up multiple levels. For the record, I still find sniping very oppressive in this game, especially when there's no objectives. It's pretty much a red sniper glint at every lane, and no one wants to challenge it because we all know that it's a dice roll on connection, and that trading window is a little too generous. It sometimes seems that when I challenge somebody, I bet you on their screen I'm standing still for a whole second not even shooting, when on my screen I'm sliding around the corner pre-firing. It does work both ways though, and sometimes you pull off a shot on somebody that you had no business pulling off. And I think that the sniping should be balanced around the realistic way that Destiny plays, and not the way on paper it should play in a LAN environment. I have to reiterate, sniping is an instant kill at any distance, so if you put some effort into it, you force the entire lobby to snipe the way you do. I wanted to formally talk about this in a video because my Twitch chat always chimes in after I match a similar skill opponent, a really good player, and I beat them. Someone will come in my chat and say, SMH, body shotting, or you have no skill with the sniper, which is perfectly valid, but the problem is, sniping's easy for everybody at the high end. So you don't really want to take those dice connection rolls challenges where you're probably going to trade, or you risk them just beating you because apparently your character is standing still for a second. So to avoid that, you aim at their leg. You get an angle where you can only see their leg, because if you see their head, there's a chance that they will trade with you. And if you can also kill them in a leg shot by using a damage booster, then that's the smartest way to play for an opening pick. Or if you take a sky angle where your teammate takes a floor angle and you simultaneously peek and you team shot them with a body shot, that's a better way to play. In my opinion, that takes much more skill than rolling the dice, windshield wipering, putting the crosshair somewhere in the general direction of someone's health bar, and then having the game gift you a headshot. But I digress. Think about the preventing body shot situation. All they have to do is have 5 resilience. However, they'll ride a bike, a figurative bike, and then they'll stick a stick in the spokes of the bike will crash, and then they'll go, how did this happen? They could have just had 5 resilience and not got body shot. Furthermore, 5 resilience also forces 120 RPM hand cannons to shoot an extra headshot to get their time to kill. Anyway, let me get off that tangent and go back to the subject of this video, which is Frozen Orbit exists, it's my favorite snipe, and hopefully I get a better one, and I will update you when I do. Until then, I'll be using my subpar one, and I'm pretty motivated to learn a class called Shadebinder. That's the Warlock one, so I'm gonna very seriously learn this class. What was it, in January, I played Middle Tree Arcstrider for the entire month, and I felt like by the end of that, I was pretty decent at that class, and it was a realistic option, especially if I farm a Raiju's Harness. Eventually, I want to be at that level with Shadebinder. I sort of feel that someone at Bungie is watching over me and made the Frozen Orbit specifically because they know I like 50 zoom high impact snipers. In a similar way, I think that the Shadebinder was created for the streamer that gets solo supered too many times a match. So I'm going to learn this class, and I'm going to shut down a lot of supers. So, considering most people help me practice for this playstyle anyway, I think I'm going to learn Shadebinder pretty quick, and I will chart my progress as it happens. So maybe next video I will recap my Arcstrider progress, and it'll set the stage for the Shadebinder video. Anyhow, thank you for watching this video, for listening to the snipe history, and maybe understanding why I'm so excited for otherwise what would seem a mundane piece of loot. Frozen Orbit is legit. It is indeed my favorite. See you in the next one. And now some cleanup details here for the YouTube channel. I have had the shittiest week last week. I'm not going to go into the long drawn out explanation. I'll save that for another video. The short summary is that multiple mechanical breakdowns on different cars and back and forths with the car insurance company was very stressful, on top of a lot of other minor inconveniences that stacked up. So this being said, Arcstrider month is done. We're already in March, and I still have some charity commentaries to get through. I promise you, these will get done, and it was worth the wait because there was a little period of Destiny with sunsetting where I felt that I was not at my sharpest. With sunsetting gone and me playing the game on a daily basis again, I think the gameplay is going to keep going up and up and up. And when I feel at my most confident in the next week or two, I'm going to bang out those commentaries, and they're going to be fantastic. Thanks again, everyone, for your support of this channel and your patience. It is much appreciated and does not go unnoticed. You're the best.